When you see a bag labeled raw cashews in a supermarket, it feels natural, pure, untouched, healthy. But here's the first shock. True raw cashews are not safe to eat. The cashews sold as raw are not truly raw at all. They have already been heat treated, steamed, carefully processed. Why? Because in their natural state, cashews contain a toxic substance powerful enough to cause chemical burns. This is not marketing exaggeration. This is chemistry. To understand why, we need to go back to where cashews grow. Cashews grow on the tree Anacardium occidental, native to Brazil but now cultivated across India, Vietnam, and Africa. Unlike most nuts, the cashew grows outside the fruit. Below a swollen, colorful structure called the cashew apple, a kidney-shaped shell hangs like an ornament. Inside that shell is the seed we call the cashew nut. But between the outer shell and the edible seed lies a dangerous layer of oily resin. That resin is the reason you cannot eat a cashew straight from the tree. Cashews belong to the same botanical family as poison ivy, poison oak, mango. Yes, mango. All of these plants contain compounds known as urushiol-type chemicals. In poison ivy, urushiol causes severe rashes. In raw cashew shells, a similar compound, anacardic acid in cartyl, acts as a chemical defense system. Nature did not design the cashew to be eaten easily. It designed it to survive. Urushiol is an oily organic compound that binds quickly to skin proteins. Once attached, the immune system reacts aggressively. That reaction causes redness, swelling, blistering, intense itching. The oil is stable, heat-resistant to a degree, persistent. If it contacts skin, it can trigger dermatitis within hours. Now imagine that compound touching your lips or your throat. If someone cracks open a fresh cashew shell and eats it untreated, several things may occur. Mild exposure, burning sensation in mouth, lip irritation, stomach discomfort, moderate exposure, swollen throat, blisters inside the mouth, nausea and vomiting. Severe cases, significant allergic type inflammation, breathing difficulty if airway swells. While fatal cases are rare, the risk is real enough that commercial sale of untreated cashews is prohibited in many countries. This is why raw cashews in stores have already been processed. The toxins in cashew shells are oil-based. When heated properly, the toxic oils degrade. The shell becomes brittle. The inner seed can be safely removed. Cashew processing often involves steaming, drum roasting, controlled shell cracking. Only after this step can the nut be considered safe. So when you eat a raw cashew from a package, what you're actually eating is a heat-treated but unroasted kernel. It is raw in flavor, not in chemistry. In countries like India and Vietnam, cashew processing is labor-intensive. Workers must remove shells carefully to avoid contact with toxic oils. Without gloves, the shell liquid can cause chemical burns, skin peeling, permanent scarring. In some regions, protective equipment has historically been limited, exposing workers to significant risk. The snack many consider mild and creamy begins its journey as a hazardous agricultural product. From an evolutionary perspective, the toxin serves a purpose. Seeds are valuable. If animals consume them too early, the species would struggle to reproduce. So the cashew tree developed a chemical deterrent. Insects are repelled. Fungi are inhibited. Mammals learn to avoid it. The shell oil acts as a biological shield, a defensive barrier between the seed and the world. Humans simply learned how to neutralize it. Even the mango tree in mango contains trace urushiol compounds in its skin and sap. Some people develop mild rashes after peeling mangoes. This is because all members of the cashew family share similar chemical traits. The difference is concentration. Cashew shells contain these compounds in high amounts. That concentration is what makes untreated cashews unsafe. Once processed, cashews become safe, nutritious, globally consumed. They contain healthy fats, magnesium, copper, plant-based protein. What begins as a toxic seed becomes a dietary staple. The transformation is entirely human-driven. Heat and careful handling convert a defensive plant weapon into food. If you've eaten cashews your whole life without issue, that's because you have never eaten a truly raw one. Commercial food safety standards require proper shell removal, Heat detoxification. Inspection. The risk exists only in unprocessed form. So the danger is real but controlled. The story of the cashew reveals something deeper. Nature is not automatically safe. Natural does not mean harmless. Plants evolve chemical weapons. Some defend with thorns. Some defend with toxins. The cashew defends with chemistry. Yet human knowledge transforms danger into nourishment. The next time you eat a cashew, remember. It was once protected by the same chemical family that makes poison ivy blister your skin. A creamy snack with a toxic history. That is the dangerous truth about raw cashews.
Subscribe Info Beyond Borders now for more mind-blowing knowledge.